Cool. All right. Hi. All right, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the Young Alumni Career Interviews. Today I am talking to Mitch Wells, who is a 2020 graduate from UIUC. And I'm going to first ask Mitch if you could just introduce yourself to everybody, tell a little bit about your background.
All right. Well, thanks, Dawn, for first off, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to talk about my background in Soc and what I'm doing now. So I'm currently in the Labor and Employee Relations School here at U of I. It's that building right next to the ice arena. I don't know, you might have walked past it across from the Armory, but it's a 3 semester, basically a master's in human resources degree. So I'm currently taking a semester off, but I will be graduating in May of 2022. I immediately went after my May graduation in 2020. So if I didn't take the semester off, I would be graduating this December, which I think is pretty quick turnaround.
For sure.
Um,
Yeah.
One of the cool parts of the program is they're very invested in their students, and they bring a lot of companies in to help recruit for summer internships, which oftentimes turn into like full-time careers for a lot of these people. So this summer, I was fortunate enough to work with I guess, a pseudo startup HR consulting company, actually founded by um, two women that graduated from LER back in um, the early 2000s, but it's been a blast working with them. It's called People Spark Consulting.
Okay.
And I've been with them about 4 months so far. It's been a blast, learned so much from them. So that's a little bit about me.
And Mitch, so everyone knows, because I do remember, were double major in sociology and psychology,
Yes.
correct? And did you have any other minors or certificates that I'm missing?
No, I was looking to do the business minor, but that's kind of general and that never happened. So just the psych soc.
And then at what point did you decide that you wanted to pursue this master's degree? Kind of what was the pivot for you between job search or go for this?
Yeah, that is actually a really good question because for the longest time I felt like I was floating. Like I personally didn't feel like I had a strong enough skill set. Just with I feel like I could have gone with a little more extracurriculars. I think that's an area that I could have improved upon. So one, I implore you to go and find out, explore those. But it happened when I went to the business career fair, and a lot of those jobs, they're not generally looking for sociology backgrounds. So I just felt like I needed a stronger basis. So I thought the master's lent perfectly to what I've learned in sociology and psychology. And so I just went and talked to the associate dean, Becky, and I just explained my situation to her, and she said that this program is perfect. They take a ton of psych and sociology backgrounds already, so it was just the natural progression in what I'm looking to get out of my future career.
Yeah, no, it does sound like such a great program. I know a number of our students who have been interested in it. And it also is very interesting to see that you can do it in 3 semesters. And at least at some point, you're going to have that summer where you get that strong internship experience and that real world marketable skills. That sounds like it could parlay into a full-time position. But if nothing, even if that doesn't happen, you're making connections and gaining really good experience to get through to get your next position after that. Can you say what would be the skills and knowledge you learned like in sociology that you feel like are most useful in the consulting work that you do right now in your internship?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think the one that immediately comes to mind is the research. I think you do a ton of research and reading, and you're really good at critical analysis. I think you just critically think about all the text you read and all the information, and I think it just helps to give you like a little bit of context around all the events that I'm experiencing consulting. Um, I guess I think another one, this is more niche, I'd say, but looking at organization charts and understanding how organizations form and like how different people interact within the organization, I think that's right up like sociology. And I think that's something that I find more intuitive just because of my background in the sociology department. So just off the top of my mind, those are the two that I think really stick out with me.
I love that both of those comments, but especially the second one, because I've moved a number of times to several different countries, and I've had to understand culture and how to interact and succeed to make connections in community, but also to work successfully in organizations, and knowing how a cultural background gives a different mindset, and how you might have to interact differently. Part of it, I think we as people who study sociology assume everybody knows that, they all have
Yep.
that background knowledge, but it's great to point out and remember that they don't necessarily have that, because we've just gotten that throughout all of our classes. It's just ingrained in us for sure.
Hmm.
So for in your experience, what do you wish you knew during your time at UIUC? If you were somebody sitting in the chairs right now, what would you wish that you would have known then that would have really helped you for now?
I
I think
think
you
the
mentioned a little bit, you wish you would have gotten more involved in organizations.
definitely. I think there's so many opportunities. For example, one that I had a friend that brought me into a more business oriented Act Green.
Okay.
That they focus on like sustainability and in growing businesses, which I think one is kind of right up my alley and my interest.
Yeah.
But um, and this might be a little bit of a tangent, but going there, I think working with people of not only in sociology, people of diverse backgrounds within UIUC was a great experience because in coming together for a project, we all had our different strengths. And coming from sociology, the research aspect, I did a lot of the reading and the background research, and then a little bit about the slide deck creation. So those are just some skills I think that I picked up. I think additionally, I'm super excited for all of you in this class because this is something that I wish I um, had participated in greater, I guess, in more detail, because just learning about how to interact with different businesses, how to sell yourself, because as a sociology major, you have so many different skills that companies work for. It's just all about finding your story and how you want to like brand yourself, I guess you could say.
Yes, exactly. We did just talk about personal branding last week,
Yep,
as
yep,
well as elevator
exactly.
speech. Yeah, so those, yes, it's so good to hear that those are really important and
Oh,
for sure
definitely.
true. And I also really love what you said about interacting with people from different backgrounds and disciplines, not just people from sociology. And I know, a lot of students look, if they are interested in research, they come and ask me, is there somebody in the department? But the Office of Undergraduate Research has so many research opportunities that lets you be on multidisciplinary teams, and so you get to bring your strength and then draw on the strengths from others. So I really like that suggestion of either seeking out student organizations, causes that you're interested in, that put you in a position with other people so you get to use your skills in a unique way, but gain from that experience. So in your experience, especially with right now gaining this internship, what do you think are the key things employers are looking for in a new graduate? Like what would be like one or two key points for our students?
I think, well, I think all companies really are looking for teamwork, understanding like where you are in a team and how you add value to that team. And I think that kind of goes back to what we learn in sociology, at least in my mind, is you can see different people's strengths as they talk and their backgrounds and how what they do, how it can form into like the deliverables that you want with your what you want to make with your team. So I think the teamwork aspect is one of the key ones. And I guess I keep going back to the research. Maybe I'll go with the communication this time. I
Yeah.
think you learn how to communicate with the diverse people with diverse backgrounds, and I think
Sure.
in a lot of these larger companies that you might be looking to join, you're going to be working with people across the globe. So learning how to communicate to people in different cultures and tailor what you're saying to make them feel more welcome is something that I think is super helpful and
Yeah.
something that I picked up personally.
I completely agree with all of those. So, and I heard from the very beginning too, self-awareness is really important. So examining who you are, knowing your strengths, how you're going to market them, where you would fit well, is extremely important. And then being able to work on diverse teams and having like that cultural sensitivity and that knowledge base. So those are all things that sociology majors certainly get. So I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Are there other pieces of advice that you could impart on the students in this class as they think about their career thoughts and being career ready and market competitive, either for graduate school or for a job search?
Yeah, that's a great one. I think the first one is just get out there. Like I put myself out there and went to like business career fairs, all these different. I went to the ACES career fair as well. I don't know if it was combined with LAS that year, but
It is now, yeah.
at that time I didn't know if I was going to get anything. But I think putting myself out there and getting the experience of knowing what a job fair is going to look like helped prepare me for like future interviews. Like I used my elevator speech. It wasn't great, but um, I put myself out there and I went to try to get those experiences to try to better myself in the long term. Um, so I think that's the first one that I can think of.
Practice, practice, practice.
Yeah, definitely. And I actually think taking this class is a great step in just development. So again, I
Yeah.
think those are the two things.
Well, thanks so much, Mitch. And for all of you, I don't think I mentioned, Mitch did take the very first version of this class. So I appreciate that he was one of the guinea pigs in the first time, and we've been able to really build it throughout. So thank you so much, Mitch, and have
Mhm.
a great rest of your day. And we'll hope to have you back again soon.
Yeah, well, I'd love to. Thanks so much, Don. And yeah, have a nice day.